book by Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. He wrote the book as an interview between him, Napoleon Hill, or as he called himself, Mr. Earthbound, and the devil, or the inner dark or shadow self that we all supposedly have. Ultimately, the devil is happy you asked. You outwit it by realizing you have all the power here, and by asking the right questions, it must provide empowering answers. If you ignore it, suppress it, reject it, that's when it increases. Again, just so you'll learn. So why make it harder on yourself? So you'd write down a question or challenge that has been weighing heavily on your mind. Ask it like a question, as in your name, like Linda, then the question. It could be a health issue, relationship struggle, financial obstacle, spiritual struggle, whatever it is, pour your heart into the question. Be as honest as possible. It's for your eyes only, unless you choose to share it with someone. As you write, let your thoughts flow freely onto the paper. Don't censor or judge yourself. Be compassionate, like you're helping someone you care very much about. Once you've finished writing, take a moment to reread your question aloud. Now close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine your shadow self stepping forward to provide you with the wisdom you seek. For example, maybe your question is, why does this particular challenge persist in my life? What am I meant to learn from it? How can I better grow and evolve through this experience? Now, start a new line. Write the name, the shadow self, the devil, or in my case, the dark asher, whatever is meaningful for you, and then allow your shadow self to speak freely, revealing the hidden insights that will guide you towards growth and transformation. So remember, your shadow self is not here to torment you. It gets tired of having to do that. It is here as a compassionate teacher, a guide, and catalyst for your evolution. The challenges you face are carefully designed for your soul's growth, and your shadow self holds the key to unlocking the lessons embedded within them. But only if you ask, seek, and take action as an earnest student of life. As you finish writing, take a moment to read and absorb the words that have come forth from your shadow self, and embrace them with an open heart and an open mind, and take action where necessary. I'll give you a quick example. So this was mid-February 2020, a few weeks before the lockdowns were announced. I had scheduled a public seminar that normally filled up with a lot of people, but leading up to it, hardly anyone had signed up. No one knew what was coming at that point, so it was hard to figure out why that was happening. So my question was, is there something I'm not seeing or shifting or understanding here about why this event isn't flourishing like it used to? What is your ultimate goal for me here? What do I need to learn, grow, integrate? How might I look back on this and feel grateful for it in the future? That's always a good way to word it. I'm willing to hear whatever it is, even if my ego self doesn't like it or it's uncomfortable to hear. I want that which will set me free. I know if I ask you directly like this, you must answer me. That is a universal law. So in my case, I wrote dark asher, Thank you for asking. Yes, that is a universal law. Your world needs to change dramatically. Pledge allegiance to your true path, which will be much more on the artistic path. Although this seems counterintuitive to you, it's the best new direction. Focus on teaching and being the art of creative self-expression. You will find that your years of skill building in this and the online virtual space will become very valuable soon. No more public events for now. Now, at the time, that was vague and I didn't get it, but in retrospect, it was very apt. I hadn't put a deposit on the space yet because I thought, well, I might have to cancel due to low attendance. The lockdowns meant I did have to cancel the event anyway, so I'm glad I didn't put a deposit down and I would have had to return all these registration fees. So the fact that just a few signed up was a blessing in disguise. And the fact that I'd put the effort into getting my business partially online a few years before the lockdowns was another blessing in disguise. It was hard to get going at first, and I didn't know why I was being directed to do that, but of course that aspect took off after the lockdowns. And with less to do in the business world, I did focus more on my creative self-expression, such as writing 2 novels and helping my coaching clients find their creative outlets in much more profound ways. So I had to really drop all my preconceived ideas and expectations to hear it and act on it, but it turned out to be very true and very helpful. But sometimes the wisdom comes not in specific practical ways, but more general direction ways, if that makes sense, like in this example. I'd love your assistance to help this channel grow. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with others. And look for part 4.